Hey folks, Trent here from Plasticsmith Armory. Today I thought I'd do something a little bit different than my regular sort of product launch, blog post, Facebook post thing, and I thought I'd do a little video. So today I want to talk about three things. I'd like to talk about the fact that we're launching a new product today called Simple Vambraces, and I want to talk about a new strapping system that I'm thinking of implementing as an option for my cops and my, well, pretty much just my cops, I suppose, right now, as well as some prototypes that I'm working on that are still in the sort of testing phase. So yeah, let's get to it. So today we're launching the Simple Vambrace. So these are super light, maybe 6 or 7 ounces, very protective, made of 1/8" high density polyethylene. And yeah, they're made of one piece. They've got a little bit of sort of flex for sizing and that kind of stuff. So if it's if you want to put a little padding in there, they can get a little bigger, they can get a little smaller. So yeah, there's not really much to them. They slide right on. Buckle gets done up. Always takes me some time to do the buckles up on my Vambraces. So the strap you can see here, I just make it out of nylon webbing and I just pop the buckle through the weave. That seems to be the best way. I don't bother burning holes in it or anything like that. I just work it through the weave. It's easier, I think. And yeah, so that's them. Very protective, very light, a little bit of a flared bell on the end, mostly for comfort. These aren't quite sized exactly right for me. I would like them a little bit longer because I'd like to sort of have them rest down here a little bit so I can still have lots of movement, but have more protection back here. But this is what I have to show you right now. You can use them with or without padding. With padding, you don't feel much shots through them. You can feel pressure, but you don't feel any sting. With no padding, there's sting involved, but there's no injury. And of course, the more travel, the more space between here and here, the more sting it kind of lands. But again, that's just sting and not injury. Depends on what you want to do. The lightest possible, lowest profile arm would be no padding, just maybe a layer of cloth or even just on bare skin, totally fine. Again, just a little bit of sting, no injury. If you put a little bit of padding in there, you're fine. So yeah, they're live right on the site. They're live on the site right now. You can order them. I need a few measurements to make them exactly to your specification. So I need your wrist circumference. I need your forearm circumference at its widest point. I need your forearm length from the point of your elbow to the little pointy bone in your wrist. And then maybe your elbow circumference just to make sure. It's all on the website. Feel free to order them. They're live. They're ready to go. They're shipping live as we speak. So that is the Simple Vambrace. Yeah, they're terrific they're super low profile, so they go under tunics, that kind of stuff. Yeah, so I hope you enjoy. New product launching today. So the second thing that we can talk about is this. It's a regular elbow cop off of my site, as it normally is. But I'm experimenting with elastic strapping. So they're in there with, I finished the edges of these elastics so they're super durable and it's not gonna tear out of there. And what I like about them is just how quick and easy they are to put on. So that's that. The elastic, my goal here is to make the elastic tight enough so that it's gonna stay, but loose enough so it's not cutting off circulation in your arm. But it's nice because it doesn't move, it doesn't flex, it doesn't want to slide. It seems to want to stay kind of where it is. The elastic is nice and wide, which I quite like. I'm still working out maybe if I want sort of 1 layer or 2 layers. There's still a sort of a prototyping phase that these are going through, but this is something that I'm going to personally be testing over the next little while. And any sort of chance I get, I'll practice in the pedal with them and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, these it's actually the same system that I currently have on my current knees. My knee cops have these elastics behind them, and they're the best knees that I've ever had. They are tight to my knee, so there's no flopping, so I can move really well. There's no sort of banging into the knees, and that's good. You don't want any part of that. Yet it's not something that's tight to my knee and binding and pinching, and it's easy to go to kneel down and get back up. So yeah, they're really it's kind of what inspired me to start looking at other forms of elastic strapping. So look for this as an option. as soon as I sort of work out exactly how I want to do it and how much it's going to be, how much extra work and how much extra whatever extra cost it's going to be, but look for it as an option on my COPS coming up fairly soon. I know lots of folks have been asking for listen, I just want a finished piece of armor. I don't know how to rivet. I don't know how to armor. I don't have access to a shop, that kind of stuff. So if guys can just buy or folks can just buy a finished piece of armor, I think that's a good thing. So I haven't worked out if there's going to be padding sort of included in that. Currently right now, I think I'll let guys or folks do their own sort of padding. Everyone's a little bit different in how they like it and what they want. But yeah, elastic strapping coming down the pipe soon. Not sure when. And the last thing I want to talk about, I'm just going to put this on actually because it helps illustrate what I want to talk about next. So the last thing I want to talk about is this prototype vambrace. I don't know what I'm going to call these when they are launched out. They are the same rough pattern as the simple vambrace, but they're cut apart into 3 different places, right? So there's a skinny part that lands top of the arm. There is a sort of a longer part, and then a wider sort of long part that takes the brunt of the damage, I suppose. And so what I like about these is that they've got a little bit of flex because they're all put together with a bit of elastic in between all the little bits. So flexi vambrace, I don't know exactly what to call it. I'm still working out the details on how much distance between the rivet points I want and how much flex I want in them and how much tension I want in the elastic. There's a few things to work out. But what I really like about them is the fact that they just pop right on. So now it's on, it's tight to my arm. Again, this is the same size as that one, which is not quite sized to me. It was sized for somebody else. But because I would want it just a little bit longer, I think. But when paired with a simple elbow cop, they're pretty, so you can see there's a bit of a gap here because again, they're not quite sized for me, right? I'd like them sort of maybe, I think sized correctly, they'd be right about there, right? So they just have maybe, that's about a finger width, maybe a finger width and a half at sort of extension, right? A guy could tie these to each other to sort of, prevent that kind of thing. There's a few things I would like to do when I want to sort of finish off the entire arm, but as an illustration, as a prototype, they work out really well. They are approximately the same amount of protection as the simple vambrace, mostly because this piece is very wide, and so it's taking the brunt of the damage. It's basically one sort of curved piece that's fairly long, again, 1/8 inch high density polyethylene. So polyethylene is really great for things like force dispersion. There's a little bit of flex, and so it's all sort of helps to take the force off the blow. So the bulk of any kind of anviling, is you're gonna probably take that on the hard part of the vambrace. There's a skinnier part here that takes sort of the secondary shots that sort of come straight down on the top. Again, no big deal. And then the skinniest piece, which is still pretty protective, is on the inside of the forearm. Not that many inside forearm shots. Every now and again one sneaks in, but it's not something I think you have to worry about. And again, if you're finding that blows are landing a little bit stiffer than you like, just a little bit of padding, like an 1/8 inch of foam, maybe a 1/4 inch of foam, and you wouldn't even feel them. So yeah, this is in the prototyping stage. I'm still working out the kinks, the bugs, the details, and the logistics of what I'm going to charge for them and how they're going to work and what the manufacturing process is going to be. But this is something I'm pretty excited about. I've never seen anything like it. I like the idea that it moves and flexes with how your arm changes shape when you throw different shots. And again, for travel armor, I don't think you'll find anything quite as light. And the fact that it just pops down to something that's pretty flat, it's going to work out really well, I think. So I'm really excited to start working on them to see if I can work out exactly how they're going to work and what they're going to cost, that kind of thing. But yeah, very excited about them. So that's coming down the pipe. Not sure when. I'll work on it throughout the fall a little bit. I'll play with it. I'll wear them. I'll take a few shots on them and we'll see how they go. And yeah, hopefully they're going to be, we'll launch them as soon as we can. So that's all I have to say today. We've got simple vambraces. We've got flexi vambraces. Give me some ideas for names if you feel like chatting. And we've got this elastic strapping system coming down the pipe as well. So lots of things going on here at Plastic Smith Armories. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope you've had a good summer, and I hope to see you real soon.